Hello and welcome back to the EasyDevTuts HTML tutorial. And in this tutorial, we're going to set up our project and we're going to start learning some HTML. What we're going to go over is the basic elements of HTML, which stands for Hypertext Markup Language. And we're going to go over what some of the tags are. And I'll explain all that stuff later. By now, you should have already downloaded your text editor. And again, for this series, I'm using brackets, and it's not required for this tutorial. So if you've already got an editor that you're comfortable using, by all means, please use that. I'm not going to be doing anything that's exactly specific to brackets. There's just a few features that are a little convenient. One of the features that I'm talking about is this live preview that I really like, and you can activate it by clicking on the little lightning bolt over here on the right side. And what it allows you to do is make changes to your document without the need to save or refresh your browser. I'll give you a quick example here. As you see, by the time I came back, it was already changed. I'd like to use it for this tutorial, but the truth is I don't have enough screen space to share, and I'm going to be going over a lot of this text, and also I want to zoom in a little bit so you can really read what I'm typing out. So if you'd like to use the live preview for this series, go ahead. I won't be using it, but it could be convenient for you. So the first thing we're going to want to do is get started, and we're going to set up our folder that's going to hold our HTML, and we're going to create a new project. To do that, you're going to want to come over to the left side over here in this kind of sidebar area and click on the Getting Started, and you can open a folder, and I'm going to click on that. I'm not going to save those changes. And I'm just going to find a location on my computer where I want to store all these files. I have a directory called sites where I put all my folders and stuff related to websites in. If you're using Live Preview, it doesn't really matter where you create your folder for this project. Just remember where it is so that you can open it in the future. What I'm going to do is, once you find your location, just create a new folder. I'm going to call mine HTML. You can call it whatever you like. It's not going to be really important. And then I'm just going to click Open. As you can see here, I've got a blank setup. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit Command N or Control N if you're on a Windows, and then I'm going to hit Command S or Control S, or I'm going to save a file as index.html. Now this is very important. Standard naming conventions for HTML sites require that you have an index.html file. HTML simply tells or simply identifies what type of file this is, and index means it is the first page to be loaded. So if we were to name this anything else, such as hello, we would not get our browser, we would not get our website when we first open the page in our browser. We'll just get a list of documents, and with one of them being hello.html. Name yours index.html because when we go to our site, we want it to load the content and we don't want to have to click around through files. Let's go ahead and get started. As I mentioned before, HTML consists of elements on a page, and these elements are the basic building blocks of a website. These elements pretty much define what the content on a web page means. For example, this paragraph here is wrapped around a paragraph element, and that element is identified by the use of tags, and I'll go over what a tag is in a moment. There are many types of elements. There are headline elements or header elements. There are image elements for displaying images. In HTML5, there are video elements for displaying videos. All of these elements, define the semantic meaning of these contexts and some of this content. And that's very important with HTML. Now let me show you a quick example of how these elements work. And I've mentioned this one before, but I'm going to talk about the paragraph element using the paragraph tag. What that is, it's going to be a left and right angle wrapped around a P with a closing tag. When you take a look at this / right here, that is an indicator of an element that requires a closing tag. Now within this tag, or within this element, I can type out a paragraph and then display it on my browser. And what this code does is it tells your browser that this content here is a paragraph and it should be displayed as one. Now in my browser, I've already got my folder found and set up, and I've opened it, and as you can see here, your browser is now displaying the paragraph. There's plenty of elements, and we'll go over a few of them, and we're going to go over a lot of them, but before we do that, we have to learn how to set up an HTML file. If you can recall, in the first file we saw, the getting started file, where we were doing the live text preview, there was a bunch of code at the top of the page, and it started out with something that's called a doc type. Now a doc type looks like this. This is a standard HTML5 doc type. There are several others. We're not going to go over them. We're just going to focus on this one. And there's a few more tags that are required to ensure that your document is set up proper. I'm not going to do that in this video. We're going to do that in the next video. So keep on watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.